What is up, everybody? It's your boy CrazyBase98, aka Nicholas Morales, founder of the EHGCommunity, and I'm coming to you with another reaction video. I do a couple of these here and there, but I'm gonna be reacting to the Angry Video Game Nerd, and this is gonna be part 1 of the Atari Jaguar. So I've never heard of the Atari Jaguar. I've never seen this video. I've seen a little bit of Angry Video Game Nerd, but I have not seen this video. If you want me to react to any type of gaming videos like Angry Video Game Nerd, Game Grumps, or anything else in regards to gaming, by all means comment what you want me to go ahead and react to, and of course I'll take a list of it and I'll try to react to it as much as I can. But let's go ahead and actually get started with this to see what the Atari Jaguar is. Nice intro on that one. Nice. Oh, these are pretty good. Whoa, I never seen something like that. Okay. 64. Super Nintendo. What the hell is that? Dreamcast. I love that controller. Sega Genesis. Oh, that was the Philips CDI. Atari. Commodore. Another Atari. The PlayStation 1. I don't know what that one was. It looked like a regular controller, but then like a number pad.
Atari, ah yes, a name so dearly loved from the golden age of history. A magical time when there was no internet, no cell phones, just electronic.
Oh, that was, is that Space Invaders? I believe that was Space Invaders.
Okay, it was the Dark Ages, but life was simple. Atari was the prime innovator in video arcades, home
that was Super Mario and Atari?
The Atari
Mario Brothers, the original?
Revolutionized the game industry. It made popular the use of changeable cartridges and plug-in controllers. The games were primitive and choppy, but back in those days, they were fascinating.
Pretty good for that age that they did something great.
ColecoVision, everybody was trying to take advantage of the video gaming craze. It wasn't like today where you have a choice of only 3 consoles. Back then, there were so many fucking video game systems that made your head spin. Also, there wasn't any way to know which games were good and which games were bad, so consumers were alienated
Oh, this is
by
classic.
an overgrown market. So Atari made another console, the 5200. It replaced the TV game switch with an automatic switch box.
I hated those. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there was something like that a long time ago where I had it for one of my TVs. I had to go ahead and plug in these metal prongs and then twist it with like a type of screwdriver. I hated that so much.
It also tried to eliminate the use of wires by plugging the AC adapter directly into the switch box, but that only made it more confusing. The controllers had a pause button, which was new at the time, but the joysticks were faulty and unreliable. What it all came down to, the 5200 was an oversized piece of shit. I made a whole video about it.
I think it's huge.
Following the video game crash,
he made a video on it. We might have to see that.
Nintendo and Sega would rise from the ashes, once again revolutionizing the market and ushering in a new generation of gaming. Atari threw their hat in the ring again with the 7800. This one resolved all the issues with the 5200. The controller ports allowed you to use the same controllers as the 2600, and it was also backwards compatible with the 2600 games. The 7800 games featured better graphics, but didn't have much to offer in comparison with Nintendo.
Ninja Turtles.
Once again, it bit the dust.
Like that.
Afterwards, Atari stopped naming their consoles after numbers and instead started naming them after cats. The Atari Lynx was the first handheld console that was in color, but it found itself sandwiched between the more successful portable game systems, the Nintendo.
Yeah, I had a Game Boy instead. I was playing Wario World or Super Mario Land, like one of the greatest games ever.
Game Boy and Sega Game Gear. Though the
Game Gear was
Lynx
pretty good.
Cool, gamers found it to be a little bulky, even with the Lynx 2, the new design model. The Lynx 1 took more batteries and drained them faster than the Game Boy. Also, it didn't have the same third-party support as the others, so it lost again.
That sucks.
Meanwhile, Nintendo and Sega were in steady competition, but whether anyone preferred the NES library
Castlevania
or Sega Genesis games was a matter of opinion. However, the debate amongst the fans and Sega's marketing campaign
Altered
came down
Beast,
to
I
one
remember
simple
Altered
fact.
Beast.
The Genesis was 16-bit and the NES was only 8.
This started a little trend I like to call the bit wars. Nobody ever talked about bits before that, and nobody ever talked about bits since.
Nobody cared.
Anyway, nobody knew. They're just bits. Try explaining that to your parents. Oh, I want a Super Nintendo for Christmas. Don't you already have a Nintendo? Yeah, but this one's 16-bit. What's that? I don't know.
Other than it meaning the graphics were better,
Street Fighter.
that's all we cared about. But the bit wars brought down our sense of gaming to numbers. People began to care more about the
Castlevania
graphics
again.
and less about the actual gameplay. It was to the point that some consoles even used a number of bits in their name, like the TurboGrafx 16 and the Nintendo 64.
Oh my goodness, wait, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. I'm sorry.
The Nintendo 64.
This right here. This thing right here. Never get it. See it. Walk away. You happen to come across it on the streets. Bury it. Never, ever, ever play Superman 64. Ever.
64.
But in 1993, one console would come along to remind us that bits aren't everything. It was
That's
the
true.
Atari Jaguar, and it was announced as the first 64-bit game system. We were like, damn, 64? That's like 4 times the bits. Even the official advertising
Do the math. 64-bit. Sounds awkward.
But beyond its vicious exterior and rotating Jaguar cube on the startup screen, it had little to offer. Gamers who were suckered in found a mediocre library of games and graphics that failed to impress. The controllers were huge
sweet.
and they had keypads, much
Also,
like
that's the
television and
controller.
television. And like those, there were overlays which sometimes come in handy, but for most games, they're unnecessary. The cartridges don't have end labels, so I had to make my own. Seriously, is there any good reason not to have end labels?
That's
I
the
guess
name of a
instead that
game
was
white
weird
men
handles.
can't jump?
What's the point? Do I really need that extra grip? None of the other top-loading consoles had that. It's like, oh, God, I can't get the game out. Oh, God, I need a handle. Man, I just can't get a grip. Gotta have a handle. And speaking of
He's being a
top-loading
smart ass.
consoles, notice how they all have a door. That's to protect from dust. That's a good thing. But the Jaguar doesn't have that. Why not? But before I can review
that
any
makes
games,
sense.
we need to discuss the graphics. This is Zool 2. Now, without criticizing the game, it's a typical side-scroller, but look at it. The graphics don't look any better than Sonic the Hedgehog, and that was 16-bit. Maybe a bad choice of game, so let's give it the benefit of the doubt and try something else. Brutal
seems
Sports
fun.
Football. Another okay game. Once again, the graphics aren't too impressive. Where'd the other 48 bits go? Let's try Checkered Flag. This showcases the graphic capabilities a little more, just the fact that it puts you into a 3-dimensional environment. But compared to F-Zero on Super Nintendo, 48 bits less, but a million times more appealing to the eye.
It is
Now
true.
look at Cybermorph. It's a flying game with polygon graphics. Going back to Super NES one more time, look at Star Fox. Are we missing something
I've
here?
never played
For a
Star
game
Fox
console
on
that
Super
claims to be
NES.
64-bit,
I have
it really
to.
doesn't show a whole lot of improvement.
Play it for the
This caused a lot
64.
of debate amongst gamers whether or not it really was 64-bit. It's a topic that usually overshadows the Jaguar itself, but it's something that we just need to get out of the way.
Well, we do know that Atari was originally planning a 32-bit system called the Panther, but decided to skip it and leap ahead. The Jaguar still used a 32-bit graphic processing unit, but through a combination of other processors, somehow added up to 64. It's technical,
Oh, that's Alien?
confusing.
I didn't know they had
The point
Alien. That's
is,
pretty
the
cool.
Jaguar was a rare species, not built like most game consoles. That made it harder for programmers to develop games on it, and as a result, many
Why
games
is the bunny
didn't
on the
utilize
field?
its full capabilities, whatever they could have been.
Okay.
So I've given you a little history of Atari and how it tried to win the bit wars. Now that we got that out of the way, check in for part 2 and we'll actually play some Jaguar games. Or if you want to be cool, you say play some Jag.
That didn't sound cool at all, though. Okay, so
for part 2, and we'll play some Jag.
All right, guy. You had to do it a second time? No, but that looked interesting from like back then. I never had a Jaguar. I was mostly into like Nintendo and stuff like that and Sony stuff. So you'll possibly go ahead and check out another idea of that. But let me know what you guys think about the Atari Jaguar. Maybe I'm probably gonna do part 2 probably tomorrow, but definitely go ahead and, you know, subscribe to the EHG community. Definitely turn on your notifications. We get new streams and new videos set out. Definitely go ahead and check out our merchandise store. But this is your boy CrazyMax98, aka Nicholas Morales, founder of the EHG community. And remember that there is always something amazing on the horizon.